are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
I appreciate y'all guys for coming in.
J-York production.
You are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay. He is the #1 undisputed top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the People Show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is D. Hall.
J-York production.
What's happening, people? Man, I'm glad to be here today. I hope y'all glad to be here too, man. I'm telling you, hey, we got a great show for you today. Hello to everybody. And first and foremost, I want to thank my Heavenly Father for letting me be able to come on to you today. Man, this is awesome. We're sharing this video today all over. Hey, my man, Hector Rico. Yeah, his real name is Hector Rivera. We'll get it right. Good to see you. Thank y'all for coming on. Shout out to y'all. Y'all share the video one time. You're live with me, D Hall, and J-York Productions. Y'all see the fight last night? Man, wow, I'll tell you what, Tyson Fury better tighten up his game, brother. Oh, yeah, he better tighten up the game. That's for sure. But before we go any further, we'll get into all that here in a little bit when we get my man on. Here we go. This is a online program that educates adult audiences. It's a talk of discussion. This is parental advisory is advised. Some things may not be censored for children. Lives are not edited. So if you would, watch the kids, be careful, share the video one time. Let's get this thing cranking, man. Oh, wow. You know, it's a beautiful day today. It's beautiful. We got Burgess all over, written all over it in the house today. And we get ready to get started. Let me get my man in. You know, it's a little weird. We on a little early today. So I guess we'll hang out a little bit longer. But let's get started. Let's get the thing cranking. J-York is in the house. Hello to you, Jay, my man. Jay, before we get started, y'all make sure y'all go follow my man, J-York. Jay's been ripping it up. Yeah, when I say rip it up, he rips it up, man. Check him out for all your video needs. Yeah, videos. You just ask him what you need. He's got it. He's going to cover you like a blanket. Some of y'all don't have blankets, though. All right, here we go. Let's get my man in. Let's get started. We're rocking. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
What's going on, Donnie?
That's good, man. Good to see you, man. Glad to have you on the show for the very first time. And guess what? You representing the Burgess boxing and fitness, baby, today.
Always.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you once again. We're gonna talk a little bit for the next 30 to 40 minutes. You know, we're gonna go from the top to the bottom to the top, as they say. TOP, baby. But before we get started, I want you to tell the people who you are and where you're from.
So my name is Hector Rivera. I know Donnie likes to make sure because of my Facebook's Hector Rico. That's something you guys are interested to talk about. We can do that. I'm from Holyoke, Massachusetts. My parents are originally from Salinas, Puerto Rico. So I'm Puerto Rican. I'm a single dad, 15-year-old son. Also, he boxes. I'm in the military. I'm actually about to retire. I'm like less than a year out right now.
Great. Before we go any further, I want to say something to some of the people that's coming in. Now, I may not see everybody, but I want to say hello to everybody. Thank y'all for coming in. Tony Burgess is in the house. Tony says nice shirt. We rocking the shirts today. You call Tony. You can get these shirts. It may cost you a little something, but you can get these shirts right here. We got to represent the day right here on the D Hall People Show in conjunction with my man Jay York. Jay York. Hey, look, he's here. So and Bobby Winters. He says, Bobby Winters. He says, like I was when last from the 70s to the 90s, Deontay Wilder is not a boxer. He's a punk, but he can't box after he hit. He was talking about Deontay Wilder there, talking about how he is and all that. Good to see you, Hector. We're going to talk a little bit about boxing. You just talked a little bit about your history, but what I want to know, you're from Puerto Rico. How was the life over there for you?
Well, I was actually born in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and then I moved to Puerto Rico. I want to say we were 3 to 5 years. I went to kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and then we came right back to Massachusetts.
Okay.
Living in Puerto Rico, though, it was relaxed. We walked everywhere to school. I'm a young kid, kindergartner, walking to school, no issues. But the parents are tough over there, though.
little bit different culture with with you growing up, leaving from the U.S., going over there, and then you came back, didn't you? How you came back to the U.S., didn't you?
Correct.
Okay.
Came back in 1993.
1993.
Yeah.
You remember how old you was then?
I was born 85, so let me see, I'm aging myself. I'm still young, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to say we probably left 1987 and came back 93, so I was probably about kindergarten, 6, 7 years old, maybe.
Okay. You may see me going back and forth. I'm looking over here because what I'm doing is sharing the video as we talk. So y'all, please forgive me. Jay York says, Tony Burgess is the future. What's up, guys? Have a great show. Yes, and yes, he says, please follow him too. Also, here we go. Being in the U.S., it's been good to you. As you just talked about, you are in the military. What made you go into the military? What was it that you? Why did you go? What made you go there?
It was something. Originally, I wanted to be a pilot, join the Air Force, but you'll hear the saying, the recruiter's never there. So the Army is always waiting for us at the door of the Air Force because they're never there. Everybody wants to join the Air Force. So I just wanted to join the military. I really didn't have a true reason. It was something that I wanted to do.
Okay, gotcha. You've been in there for what, 21 years, correct? Is that right? 21 years?
It'll be 21 years next year by the time I retired.
Okay, by the time you retire, you've been in there 21 years. Tell me some of the things within those 21 years that you learned that has helped you right now as a person. We're not talking about boxing. We're talking about as a person. What was some of those things? Maybe a couple of things or something.
The biggest thing is, we grow up in certain ways. You got rich kids, you got kids that come from the hood, you got different things. But the Army opens a whole different world to understand different cultures, different way of life. Learning those things, how people view things, that's like the biggest thing that impacted my life joining the military.
Okay. So that was throughout that 21, well, soon be 21. You learned different things and where it taught you as you grew up. Coming, you're a man. You're still young. How what are you? 30, 38?
38.
38 years old. So you still got a long way. You just a baby to me, son.
It's the Chiefs.
Yeah. What? 21 years. Why did you stay in there so long, though?
I've been blessed. That's God puts you in the right place at the right time. Yeah. And throughout my entire military career, I've been put in the right place at the right time, met the right people. I've been to 21 different countries, probably 40 different states. Um,
Wow.
it's just, man, it's been a blessing. Like I know there's people that don't like the military, but I've been blessed,
Well,
Donnie.
that's good. That's good because, as you just said, you've been blessed, and throughout what you're doing, you're gonna keep getting blessed.
Amen.
As we all. Um, wow, that's beautiful. I want to say hello to Vita Ralang. I hope I said that right because uh, he's been on my program before. He's a professional boxer. We look to get him back on before the end of the year's out. I know he had a fight. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we look to get him back on. Um, you got into boxing. What made you uh, get into this boxing? What made you get into that?
So originally, I grew up. When it comes to my family, boxing was everything. We got together, watched the Tyson fights, the Tito Trinidad fights, Camacho, the Julio Cesar Chavez fight. That was kind of like our family thing. Then eventually, I tried the amateur, did that for 3 years. Then boxing, I still kept up with boxing. Boxing did change, so I try to bring up the same family thing, but in the military, you're bouncing around everywhere.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I try to get the pay-per-views, invite friends, and hang out. But my son really is the one that got me back into boxing
Oh, did he?
last year. Yep.
Oh, okay, okay. So your son, was it something that he said, or it was something that he really wanted to do, or what did he say to you about
So I put my son, like anything he wants to try. Like he's done chess. He went nationally chess. He
chess?
wanted to try that chess, taekwondo, all the martial arts. And one day he was like, "Dad, I want to do boxing. I want to do striking. I want to punch and this and this
Punch?
and that."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and he was searching in the area, and that's where we found Burgess Boxing. It's like,
Okay,
"Dad, here's a spot," and that's that. And we went.
okay, okay. So that's how you met. Great. That was how you met. Tony and the rest of the boxing family there in Spring Lake, North Carolina. Y'all know where Spring Lake, North Carolina, by Fayetteville. Yeah, by Fayetteville. Um, and that's how you got into the boxing because your son saw this gym, Burgess Boxing and Fitness. And when you got there, how did you get involved with Tony to be a trainer?
So when I went there, my son wanted to train, and walking into the gym just felt family. You walking into a
Yeah,
boxing gym like that. Burgess Boxing is a boxing gym. You walk in there and you sense it, you feel it, and the family thing.
yeah,
And I told my son, I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and watch you. I want to train too. I mean, I'm not gonna train to fight, but I wanted to get in shape. And time started going by, and a lot of coaches were either PCSing and leaving, and I love like the talking to kids, talking to all those things. And it was December. I asked coach, I can help. Let me know if you need
hmm
anything. And we started there September, and by December,
yeah.
that's when I started doing the coach thing.
Great. That was great. That's great. It's great how that transpired and came about there. Tony says that Nick won last night in Raleigh. We'll talk about that right now. What he just brought it up. You guys was in Raleigh last night. Sorry I couldn't make it, but how was it for your son last night? I mean, how many?
Man, this was a beautiful, beautiful show. It was for a fundraiser. It was called Gloves for Goods.
Hmm.
It was ran by Pride, Coach Kenny, and then
Hmm.
the host of it was Steve Gunther. I don't know too much about him. I know he's a real estate agent,
Hmm.
but they had 5 fights, and Burgess Boxing went in there with 2 fighters, and they both came with a W. Good fights,
Yeah.
strong.
Right.
Um, so it
Yeah.
was it was pretty awesome. Good night.
Yeah. And look, by you being a trainer there at Tony's gym and your son there, uh, i- do you? I mean, how can I put this? Your son is boxing. Are they? I know there's always expectations of your son. Do you have some? Don't you?
Oh, absolutely. You always, because you know the limits of your son,
Yeah.
and then when you look at them and they don't push those limits, that's when as a father, I try to divide the coach and the father thing, and sometimes they blend.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see them like not doing things right or trying to do things a certain way, you expect them to know it. And as a father, I'm like, he should know that. But
Right.
then in reality, like, did I teach him that? Was I there for him to teach him those things? So expectations are always high.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
And and the reason I say that because in boxing there's a lot of son combinations.
mhm.
And I just wanted to hear it from you. You've been in that same situation. How what you expect from your son. And that's good. That's good. Uh, you're a trainer, and you train a lot of different personalities because these kids and some adults, they have, well, adults too, they have personalities. uh, how difficult is it for you being a trainer to do that, to how do you make adjustments when you got this person this way, that person that way? How do you adjust to that? What do you do?
So I'm big on, like, I like to read psychology books, and I like to read self development type books and coaching books. So when I go to the people have different ways they grew up, like we talked about earlier, and being in the military and meeting different people for different countries, you get humbled to understand. You have to understand their culture. So I
Mhm,
take that same mentality when I go to the gym.
mhm.
You got some kids that they're knuckleheads and they don't listen. They don't. But you have to find a way what motivates them.
Okay.
Motivation is one of those things that is key to our gym.
Mhm.
Some kids come with no discipline, so we have to give them discipline, teach them discipline, respect. And that's one great thing that, Miss Sam is the enforcer in the gym. And if kids are being disrespectful to the coaches or adults, she'll remind them, like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so
um,
when
yeah.
I'm more of a, I consider myself more of a mental coach. I try to
Okay.
figure out what motivates them and what triggers them to do their best. So that's kind of how I balance the whole different kids, different attitudes, different, and that's adults too. Adults come in there, and sometimes you got to humble them.
Yeah, yeah. And and I want to get back to because I was there. I was there earlier this week in the gym, and I stayed there for a length of time, and I saw the discipline that. What was her name again? I can't think of Tony's wife.
Tony Burgess' wife, Sam Burgess.
Yes, yes, Sam. She did an excellent job. I mean, she put her foot down, and I saw that she was in her position to do that, and she did it very well. And they listened. I think they understand what she was saying. She's very good with that, and sometimes we have to do that, to get them
Hmm.
to understand, and be as my father said, be fair and firm. You have to be
Hmm.
firm when you're dealing with kids, and let them know this is a serious thing. It
Absolutely.
can be fun, but it's serious too. So yeah, I like how she did that. Thank y'all for coming in. This video is all over. We're sharing it right now. It's over in the UK as we talk. People are rolling in here. Thank y'all for coming in. Uh, let's talk a little bit about Tony. Tony Burgess is the owner of the gym. Him and his wife. Uh, what can you say that Tony has said to you that sticks in your mind as a trainer?
Biggest thing is who you know. That's is one of his favorite things. Like, it's about who you know. As a trainer, that's I consider as a mentor.
Hmm.
Think the things he teaches me, the things he shows me, I take that very, very big into my heart. Because at the end of the day, like, Tony don't have to do anything for me. Tony doesn't have to teach me anything. Tony doesn't have to talk to me about anything.
Right.
But I appreciate he takes his time. He lets me know. He teaches me things. He shows me people to me, how to do certain things, and I'm always hungry for knowledge. So
Yeah.
it's who you know is the biggest. My favorite thing he like when he says it's about who you know.
Who you know. I like that, Tony. I like that. Who you know. I want to say hello to Lamar Russ. What's up, my man? How you doing? Thank you for coming in. Y'all shared a video one time. We're here with trainer Hector. I'm always calling him Rico.
That's
Like,
fine. You could call me Rico. I mean, that's fine. It's hey, it's all right.
good to see. I know, that's me. That's just me. Being funny always.
Yeah.
Hello to Alicia. Thank you for coming in and joining us today. This live video is being broadcasted by D Hall and D Hall People Show in conjunction with my man Jay York. Uh, Look, when you are training and you're training your students, what are you trying to teach them as you train them? Because sometimes uh, we want to put instill something within them. So what are you trying to instill within them, within those students?
I want to push them. A lot of times people don't realize that when we go hard, we don't really go hard. We probably give 80% on everything we do, and we think that's hard, but our
Yeah.
body really still has another 14 to 20% to give. So I try to teach them to push through, push, 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 and also I try to teach them life stuff too. I know when you were there, every time after we do our cardio sessions, I bring them in and I bring up a hard topic. I try to motivate them and think about things like that. So my goal is always to have them push more than what they think they can. Because in this society now, kids wanna they don't that they want to give me, but it's not hard work. But boxing is hard work.
Yeah,
Boxing is
it
super
is.
hard.
It's hard. It's hard work. It's dedication,
Yeah,
hard work. But you reap the benefits in the end. You know, uh,
absolutely.
yeah, you reap the benefits in the end. Last night they was in Raleigh, North Carolina. Burgess Boxes and Fitness had two winners last night, and his son was one of those winners. Congratulations to Nick from D Hall and Jay York. We He saw me when I was there earlier this week, and my man, do your thing, brother. Hey, when you get big and you get that title, hey man, throw me a little change on the side, bro.
Yeah, and also Luis Ortiz, he did his thing too. He had a tough fight. The competitor was tough, but he was throwing some bombs and he was connecting some really good shots, and he
Wow.
came with the W. Those two, I call them the Burgess boys. That's kind of something that I'm trying to instill in the gym for our fighters. Coach Tony, I tell Coach Tony, I love the sound of it when our boys come to fight. It's the Burgess boys.
Burgess Boys, gotcha. A question. We got a question for you right now. Coming out from Alicia says, how long have you been teaching boxing?
So it'll be a year in December. I'm actually a new coach. So this is a new journey for me too. So I'm a
Yeah.
sponge. I'm always trying to learn. I'm reading books, videos, you name it. So it's been December will be a year.
This December will be a year.
Yeah.
She said, what age can they start boxing?
So in our gym it's 10 and up, but you got kids that start at 8 years old. Some
Wow.
some parents bring them in at 7. It depends on. I think it just depends on the capacity of how they handle things and their parents starting them young. So
Yeah. Tony says he coaches them all. I think that's what he's trying to say. He coaches them all.
yeah,
So he said he coaches them all. That's my man Tony Burgess. I was up there earlier this week. Caught everybody by surprise, and I think it made it. I think it made everything more exciting for that day of training for everybody to see me. Hope next time maybe Jay will be with me and we can both come in there and sit down and have a conversation and watch the kids. She says teach them while they are young. That's what Miss Alicia says. Teach them while they're young. Who is look? Everybody's got a favorite fighter. Who is your favorite fighter?
wow, that's a tough one because I like the old school boxers. So I would say Sugar Ray Robinson.
Okay.
You know, greatest of all time. I don't care what anybody says. Greatest of all time because of him. Muhammad Ali. He came from his branch.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about currently right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Inoue guy.
Okay. Anyway.
I like Lomachenko,
Okay.
Tank, Canelo.
Okay.
Of course, can't forget about Tito Trinidad when it
Yeah.
comes to Puerto Rican pride.
Yep. Yep.
Tito Trinidad's by far one of the greatest Puerto Rican boxers. Can't forget Wilfredo Gomez either.
Yeah,
But
and that's what I'm getting ready to get into. We're going to touch on the Puerto Rican fighters right now because he's bringing up some names. And I just want to shout some of these names out. And Hector, I'm quite sure you heard of him. First of all, Miguel Cotto,
yep,
uh, Hector Camacho. I just
yep,
had his son on about 5 weeks ago. Felix Trinidad, you just talked about him. Wilfred Benitez. A lot of people didn't know that Wilfred Benitez was the youngest world champion at 17 years old. A lot of
yeah,
people didn't know that. Puerto Rican. I
yeah,
bet you, yeah, yeah. A lot of people didn't know that.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
We have a lot of great
Oh, yeah.
fighters,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And what I'm gonna say, these next two, Wilfred Gomez, you just spoke of him too, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are some of the Puerto Rican fighters. There's more, but I'm just naming some right now that are Puerto Rican fighters that I know of off the top of my head that are great in the history books of boxing. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Um, Question. Here's the question. Do you have I guess Alicia said is, do you have a boxing background? That's what she said.
So I did 3 years amateurs up in Holyoke, Massachusetts, with the Boys and Girls Club.
All right. Okay. He's got amateur boxing, so that's good. It's always good to have amateur boxing in your background for
Yep.
sure. Uh, James Tony, wait a minute, Anthony Rivera, Anthony Rivera.
Rivera.
Yeah, Rivera. I can't get that. He says Mike Tyson is the GOAT. Okay. All right. Hey, man. I mean, that's everybody's. You're entitled to your doggone opinion up here.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
give a damn.
definitely.
You're entitled to what you think.
Mike
If you,
Tyson he was a beast.
yeah. I mean, you're entitled. Everybody entitled to the opinion of who we think that is the greatest. James Tony Burgess says James Tony. Yeah, James Tony's he's been up here. Nice gentleman. He's an entertainment. Very funny guy. Very funny guy. Paul Pierce. Oh, I want to say hello to Paul Pierce all the way from the UK. My man Paul Pierce, been knowing him for a long time now. He's been on my show a couple of times. Thank you, Paul, for going. Paul, let me say this, then we'll get back to you, Hector. Paul, are you getting ready to do MMA? Because I got to see this. I got to see this shit. Paul,
Hey, let
Paul
me know.
Pierce.
I'll watch it with you, Donnie.
Yeah, I know that's right. I got to see this one. I got to see it. Here we go. Question. Here we go. Alicia says, "Do you train girls? And if so, do they work just as hard as the boys?"
So currently, we have a female that trains with us, and she's a tough one. I mean, I personally love watching females boxing because they give it all. They go in there to prove something. They're in a man's sport, so they're coming in. And our female, she goes in. We don't have other females, so she goes in with the boys, and we're talking about she's about 140, 139, 140, and she goes in there with all the guys from 110 to 150, like, and she's a tough cookie.
Yeah. Okay. And so she trains just as hard as the boys,
Yeah.
and is as tough as the boys. And let me ask you this: since we're on that topic of female fighters, uh, do y'all have any that's ready or going to be ready to fight in 2024?
I think Shania, that's the only one we have right now. But I think maybe by February, March, we have things she has to work on, just like every single boxer we have or potential boxers. I think she will be ready by next year.
Okay. Another question is, how many hours do they train a day? How many hours do you train them a day?
That's the ones that are dedicated. We start from almost 3 to 4 hours from Monday through Thursday, and then sometimes we'll get together on a Friday and do a little something.
Something. Okay.
Yeah, but Monday through Thursday, 4 hours a day consistently.
Yeah. Glad to have my man Rashad Giles on. Thank you for coming in. He was a former coach. Tony, is that right? He's a former coach there at Burgess Boxing. boxing and fitness. Good to see my man. He said he was going to come on. He's here with us now. He's been on this program. I think I had him on last year. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping in. He's part of that Burgess Fitness also. Great guy. Thank him for coming on.
Good guy.
Yeah, thank him for coming on. I'm glad to see him. Glad to see him. I always want to recognize people, anybody. I love recognizing the people on this program here because, a lot of times I may not see you. If I don't, just let me know and we'll fix that problem. Just bring your butt back up here next time and I'll holler your name out. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Look, we had I don't know. I think y'all was at the fights. I mean, y'all was at y'all fights last night. Tyson Fury. You heard? Did you hear about the fight?
I heard a little bit because we were so busy with the fights last night. We saw little clips here of him getting knocked down. And then we saw that it was a split decision, but I have not looked at it. I was too busy looking at our guy's performance from last night.
Right. So. Right. Okay. Well, I'll touch back with that in a minute, but we got a question for you. The question is, this is coming from Alicia. Any special events coming up for the gym? Any special events coming up that you know of?
So we had our fight last night. We have a busy November. Next week we'll be in Charlotte. Then the following week will be for the Silver Gloves. Okay. And we have the little Burgess boys. Them two are going to be fighting Saturday. The following week for Silver Gloves, that's a big event. That's a tournament. Mm-hmm. From there, if they win, they go to regionals. They win regionals, they go to nationals. Okay. And then right after that, we'll be back at Wilmington, and it's a busy for us.
Okay. Gotcha. Paul, wait a minute. Let me see what Paul is saying here. Paul's got something. I'm trying to catch up. Y'all give me a minute. Paul says, I have enough of the politics and boxing now, Donnie. We're just reading down some stuff here. Let me see. Let me get down because I'm a little behind. So here we go. Paul says his medical runs out June 2024, but I'm happy to jump in with anyone until then. If he's watching and you know who I am, happy to come over and fight for the world title. He's talking about Michael Williams Jr. Hey, Paul, but we can't wait for that fight. He just won that NBA world title, and he's on the same title that Roy Jones won, and I think it was somebody else that won that title. But Michael Williams Jr. just won that title the other night, and Paul said he would love to come over and get it on. Yeah, that'd be great. Coming all the way for the UK, my man Paul. All right, here we go. So let's just a shout out to the hardworking coaches and boxers. No doubt. Shout out to the Burgess crew, man. They be rocking. See Tony all the time, and you and the other. Let's talk about the other trainer. How can we forget the other trainer? What is his name again?
Coach Broderick.
Coach Broderick.
Yep. Yeah. So he just started boxing, coaching. Also, like myself, he was in the gym working out, and sometimes coach comes in, comes out. They PCS because we're in a military town. Yeah. And he volunteered to coach, so he just started coaching with myself, Coach Tony, and he's part of the team, and he's a good member for the team.
Great. So look, let's touch on. I want to touch on the military just a little bit. When you're about to retire, so when you're getting ready to retire, what is your game plans after retirement?
So my game plan right now is to, once I retire, looking at some contracting jobs because I want to make sure I'm not traveling. That's one of the biggest reasons why I'm retiring as early as I can. Because I'm a single dad, so I want to make sure that I'm in high school. I think that's when a man should be there with his son.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to make sure that I find a contracting job I think I have a couple lined up already where I can work and then come to the gym.
Yeah, that's good because you still want to be in the boxing gym
Yeah,
and all that's good stuff. So that's great. You got something lined up. That's perfect. Always, good to have things like that lined up.
yeah,
There's been a lot of. This has been a great year for boxing. I'm quite sure you know all the
yeah,
fights that we had this year. The sad thing of it all is that Showtime is this going to be their last run
yeah,
this year. I think it'll be in December, of course, and there will be no more. Uh, well, there'll be. I don't even think they're gonna have any pay per view up there. I'm not for sure, but I know that they won't have any regular boxing up there.
yeah.
I think they're gonna be done with it all. What's your thoughts on that, Hector? What's your thoughts about that?
I think boxing, boxing's always been a very political, very money hungry sport. Um, so taking away like HBO started it all when it came to
Yeah.
boxing and pay per view. And then now Showtime, and a lot has to do with the promotions. We have so many promotions, we have so many belts,
Oh yeah.
and so they have a pull on everything that goes on. And then Mayweather's a great boxer, but he changed boxing in a
Oh yeah.
huge, huge way. And I'm not talking about like in the ring. I'm talking about business wise,
Business. Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
point where now boxers are scared of damaging their back in
Hmm.
the days, you see these boxers, they'll fight 100 fights. Look at Julio Cesar Chavez. He fought
Yeah.
everybody. He went
Everybody.
89-0,
Yeah.
lost his first fight, and still kept fighting.
Yep.
And that didn't diminish who he was. And
Yep.
that's, I think, that business aspect. And I call
Yep.
it the Mayweather effect.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I just want to get your thoughts on that as we get ready to close it out. Like I said, it's been a great year, but we get ready to, Showtime's doing their thing, and Paramount. For people don't know, Paramount owns Showtime, so Paramount is the one that cut everything off. That they are affiliated with Amazon. I think they own Amazon Prime too. So, but they are big, very big people. I mean, they got so many millions of subscribers. So, but anyway, that's just to give y'all a rundown on what's going on. And with that, look, before we go, I want to ask you this: what I mean, you got any questions for me?
No, honestly, like, I'm a very humble person, and I really appreciate. I know Coach Tony worked this with you to put me on the
Oh,
show.
oh yeah,
Um, I was
thank you,
in
Tony.
shock. Honestly, I don't do stuff. I just do. I love the sport so much, and the kids, that recognition is not like I get all humbly like, oh, thank you, but I don't need it. But thank you. No,
Well, it's
honestly, I
good.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you for coming on. Richard Gao says Disney is looking to pick up the sport. Okay, that's good. That'd be great. The Paramount runs that. Paramount's got the Disney's. They even got they got their hands with ESPN. So I mean, they got their hands in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
For sure. She's Alicia said thank you for answering her questions. Uh,
Thanks for the questions.
Yep. Danny Ortiz said, appreciate you and all the coaches dedicated for the boys and girls at the gym. Danny Ortiz says that. Says thank you for what y'all do there at the Burgess Boxing Gym. Uh, Look, man, we get ready to go. Man, I thank you so much for coming on. Look to get you back on next year. Maybe get both of you guys on, you and Tony, at the same time. I hope to see y'all pretty soon again, no doubt. And man, it's been a thing, been a great thing to have you on. But before I go, what does the D Hall People Show and J York Productions mean to you?
Man, this is an honor. Um, I never thought being interviewed by anybody, you know what I'm saying, and then knowing that D-Haw and you know your production team and everything that you guys are doing. I mean, all the little promotion stuff, that's a blessing to me. These blessings from you guys putting me on this show. Like I said, you don't have to. You could have said no, and
Yeah,
by you bringing me in this show, that to me is it's awesome. I mean,
yeah.
get to connect with everybody. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. And just to let you know, this show is being broadcast on Facebook Live,
That's my mother.
That's your mother. It's got to be mom's. That's got to be mom.
Carmen, yeah, that's my mom.
Because I was getting ready to say, I know that's got to be your mom talking like that, bro.
I gotta watch what I say. She might spank me when I get home or something.
Tony says, "Bring Jay to the gym and shoot the video. We can do it." Tony, we got it. Let me show you. Let me tell Tony this while I got him up here, and everybody know. We got equipment just like news people. We got it just like news people. We got it. I think we had it. We brought the equipment to Fayetteville, but we couldn't use it. Remember that time, Tony? I think Tony was there, and we couldn't even. We was going to shoot up just like a news broadcast. We got stuff just like the news people, man. We working hard. We working hard.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Donnie, do you mind if I thank a couple of people right
Go ahead.
quick?
Go right ahead.
I want to really thank Coach Tony for giving me the opportunity for working at his gym. You know, I want to thank Louis Morphin. He's down in South Carolina. He walked me around, teaching me a few. Started teaching me how to become a coach. So I really appreciate him. Coach Kenny from Pride, also, and one of his pro fighters, Calvin the Wise Man. They sit down, talk to me, give me advice, and I want to thank all these people. And then, of course, the Burgess boys. I treat them like my kids now. I got one, but with them, it's all of them. So I want to thank every single one of them, because without them, I wouldn't be here with you, Donnie.
Hey, man. Look, man, we're glad to have you on, man. Glad to meet you in person. I've already met Tony several times, and his wife, tremendous people over at the gym over there in Spring Lake, North Carolina. Hey, man, look to do more with you and see you. Hope to see you more in the future and back on the program. We want you back on here. You know what I'm saying? To bring you back on the D Hall People Show with my man Jay York. We're coming. We're gonna come next time. We're gonna bring the equipment so I can get y'all live. You and Tony. I'm gonna put both of y'all on beside me, and we're gonna go live for the gym because I'm gonna be having my stuff.
Yeah, we'll be there.
All right, man. Look, thank you so much. Thank you, Tony, for letting us get a hold of your trainer. And we'll see y'all soon and very soon. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Tony Burgess. And to your wife, Tony, thank her too. That's for sure, my friend. Eric McDonald, what's up, my man? You catching a late view. We getting ready to get out of here, man. Eric McDonald, thank you for coming on. God bless you. We'll see you next time, Hector.
All right, peace.
All right, brother. That was great. Great group of guys down there at Tony Burgess and Fitness in Spring Lake, North Carolina. Y'all need to go down and check them out. I was down there earlier this week, caught them by surprise. I got my shirt, me and Jay, and I thank Tony. Tony's really a nice stand-up guy, and he just can't meet a better person. And we sat down together. We've been together, been in fights together, and hopefully I'll see him again at the fights or before the fight. Eric McDonald says he just got in from church. Yeah, man. Well, you just missed it, man. I'm glad you did come in and stop by. I'm glad you did. We got to get out of here. Look, I'll see y'all next Sunday. I'll be back next Sunday, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with Dowse Milliner. Another super middleweight fighter. We're gonna be talking with him, and I think he's up at Lace Promotions. But anyway, we'll definitely be back then. And then on the 16th, I'm gonna have an artist. Yeah, Maserati Red on the 16th of November. We'll be speaking with her, and we're gonna be back. We're lining these things up right now to get these people in. So hopefully I'll see y'all then. All right, y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see y'all next Sunday right here on the D Hall People Show.
You are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay. He is the number one undisputed top talk show host on the air today, the voice of the people show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is D.
You are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
What can I say? I appreciate y'all guys for coming in.
DJ York production.